Good afternoon, lovely people. Welcome to day 6 of the Lurgy Diaries. It's really getting on my wick now. Last time I saw you was a little over 48 hours ago. I got home from the garden that day and let's just say I barely left the bathroom between then and now. Hopefully that part has settled down. If it hasn't, we do have the composting loo on site. TMI, Vivi, TMI. Oh my goodness, I don't know what it is. I'm sweaty and clammy again. Never mind. So, I just wanted to come today because I'm a firm believer in the health values, the uplifting values of fresh air and a bit of sunshine. And the company of some cats. Can you hear them both noshing away? So, what I'm not going to do today is any harvesting, because I know full well that whatever I manage to do today, by the time I get home, I'm going to be so pooper scooped that I'm just not going to go in the kitchen. So I'm being sensible, I won't do any harvesting. And the thing is, at this time, you know, most of the things, like I was saying at the end of the other video, they can just hang on their plants for a few more days. That's absolutely fine. The other reason is because, if any of you follow my Facebook page, you'll know that last Wednesday, so what's that now, 5 days ago or so? It's Sunday now. It's Sunday and it's dead quiet on site. There's only like one other of my plot neighbours here, which is weird. And a bit disappointing because I haven't seen folk for ages and I was really looking forward to seeing all my plot buddies today. Never mind, I digress. Yeah, so Wednesday I took delivery of my new 3rd freezer. Yay! I reckon it's going to be filled in the next 3 or 4 weeks. But because I was having the new freezer, it meant I had to rejig the kitchen a bit. So I thought, look, if I'm going to rejig the kitchen, I might as well empty the kitchen completely, give it a really thorough clean and repaint the floor, because I've got a painted floor and it's got a few chips and scuffs from over the years. So last Wednesday I emptied the kitchen completely. So the kitchen is now partly on the bed, partly in the living room. Freezer got delivered and then that was it. I haven't done... Oh, I'm getting my itchy nose because of the cats. Haven't done a thing since, because I've just been so floored by whatever this is in my system. And also trying to be sensible of, like, not fighting it too much, trying to rest. So I'm at a kind of stalemate because there's no point in harvesting because just out the corner of my eye then I just saw Gary, so I'll go and say hi in a second. Yeah, there's no point in harvesting because I've got nowhere to put it. I don't have a kitchen to process it in because I have, despite feeling grotty, last night put a coat of paint on the floor. Today I've just put another coat on. Tonight when I get back from the garden I'll need to put another coat on the floor and that should be enough. But then I'll give it the whole of tomorrow to go off properly before I put all the furniture back in. So yeah, I think what I'll do is a big harvest on, say, Tuesday, and then I've got all of Wednesday and Thursday playing in my shiny new kitchen with my shiny new freezer. Yay! So, what I've decided, so for the rest of today you are going to have to excuse the state of my face. I know it looks an absolute state. I'm kind of dripping but pale, which is, I know it's very disconcerting when you see someone sweating and they're pale, but I'm okay, I'm just annoyingly bugged up. So today I'm just going to start to get on with some jobs which are kind of jobs I do in anticipation of the weather to come in the autumn. So around about this time of year I start to think in terms of rain that's going to start coming and frost. So the frost is not really going to be an issue here for another probably 4 to 6 weeks. I'll keep an eye on the forecast. I mean, don't we all as gardeners look at the forecast 10 times a day anyway? Yeah, so the frost isn't too much of an issue, but quite a bit of the stuff I'm going to do today in the garden is in anticipation of the rain that is going to come. So, It's really quite blustery and breezy out there today, so I don't know how much we're going to be able to hear each other. But yeah, let's get into the garden and do some work, but do it nice and gently and quietly. I'm going to take my granny stool with me. I'm going to sit to work today, and something to mop my brow. That's a seriously gorgeous breeze. Oh, it's cooling me beautifully. So, I hope you'll be able to hear me. Can you hear me, Mother? First thing I'm going to do is get rid of as much foliage now from the tomatoes as possible, because you know, I'm not bothered about the plants growing anymore, because I reckon literally within another 2 weeks blight will come, the lot will be gone. So what I want to do now is to sort of concentrate as much energy, just concentrate everything on the fruits that are there, especially the green ones. So, oh, missed a couple there, got a couple I mean. So I'm getting rid of the foliage partly so there's no surface for rain to sit on when the rain does come. Partly it's to expose the fruits that are there, hopefully to a bit more light, a bit more warmth, and encourage them to ripen. Yeah, and like I say, just to put all the plant's energy now into finishing, I've done it again, finishing the fruits that are there. Just toss that on there. So, it's a bit of a tangle this, because my neighbour, I've got 2 neighbours down. One of them's decided to start up her trimmer. Yeah, it's a bit of a tangle, because these were, if you remember, I just put them in as ground cover because I didn't think they'd come to anything. It's sod's law, isn't it? Okay, well, it's such a tangle. I'm just going to get on with this and come back to you later when that strimmer's off again. Okay, so I've stripped out the foliage from this little patch, or as much as I can get to, and you can see now suddenly, you can see all the fruit. Normally it would not have been such a monstrous mess, but well, for the reasons given before. But the other thing at this time of year is, in the tops of your plants, if you haven't sort of tended to them for a couple of weeks or so, they may be putting on a load of new sappy growth and even a few little flowers. I take all of that off too, because frankly, at this time of year, there is no chance I'm going to get fruit, definitely not ripened fruit, before the blight comes. So I just get rid of the whole lot and give all the fruit that is there the best chance possible to ripen. But, oh, lovely. I've got a few to pick in the next couple of days. Yum, yum, yum. These are my Gardener's Delight. I think this is my 3rd sowing of Gardener's Delight in the end. But yay. So that teeny tiny little lot are done. It's taken about half an hour. And now for the big tomato bed. Now, it might seem a little bit bonkers to be thinking about jobs in anticipation of rain on such a gorgeous day. The sky, I'll have to show you the sky in a minute. It's blue as if it's the middle of July. The sun's out, it's warm, there's this gorgeous breeze, thank goodness, otherwise I'd be suffering. Actually, and on that note, as I was doing the tomatoes, I'm seeing the ground is really, really bone dry. And I've noticed a few of the plants are looking a little bit sad. So, ridiculously, for September, I think I'm going to have to water before I get home tonight. Anyway, back to the subject of anticipating the rain. Now, my paper bag's going to float me off. I've got my big paper bag. I'm going to just tuck it down here because it's flapping in the breeze. Now is the time to really start to think about getting your seeds in. So hopefully, if you haven't already, so see within the calendula bed, they're really, these are overly ready. So I need to go through this bed, snip, and then through the rest of the garden. Well, I don't want to save that little bug. No, thank you. Off you go. Go somewhere else. Thank you. So obviously with some of the dried beans I gathered the other day, as well, specifically the helder, I'll save some of those for next year. So there, I've already got enough for next year. The borlotti I won't. But the second sowing of borlottis, which are climbers and climbing away, they're actually still quite pink and green, so they're too early. But for things like, I'll do this today, behind me, the Coco de Pampol bed, which has been, when did I harvest it? It's about 4 weeks or so ago. Yeah, they're looking pretty dry, so they need to come in today. Some gigantes. Basically, have a little wander around your garden, and where you have let things go to seed, depending obviously where you are in the country and what the forecast is, we're not actually due any rain for a week, but just seeing as how I've been so neglectful of the garden in the last couple of weeks, I thought, yeah, let me get some seed in today, and then I know that I've got it at least. And then with the rest of this bed, bye! Oh no, I thought you were saying goodbye to me. I've only been here 2 minutes, they're trying to get rid of me. Ignore me then, I'll ignore you. This bug has obviously done something to my brain. Yeah, bye. No, I'm not going anywhere. What was I saying? I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, with the rest of this bed, I haven't touched it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, getting on for 4 weeks. Oh my goodness. So I've got more than enough calendula petals to keep me going for my balms and potions. So I could just leave this now and not bother. But what I also could do, if I find some energy from somewhere, is I could deadhead the whole lot again. And I'll get another little flurry of flowers, which would be lovely, wouldn't it? Keep that colour going into autumn. So, well, I'll see how I get on today and in the next few days. Obviously, the vegetables and the veg harvest is always going to be the priority, and kitchen time in terms of processing everything that's being gathered at the moment, that's obviously priority. So, if after... Get away, little bug. If after dealing with all my priorities, I feel like I've got a bit of time and energy, then yeah, I'll probably deadhead the whole lot again to enjoy some gorgeous colour. Haven't they been beautiful this year? So I know there are quite a few of you who have tried calendula for the first time this year and really enjoyed them for their colour. I know a couple of you who've already made your first lot of oils and balms. Well done! And I think there are a number of you who are sort of new to my little channel and my garden this year, who've seen it for the first time this year and are hoping to have a go next year. Do. They're the most simple thing to grow. They give so much pleasure from, gosh, June right through till, well, they would go through till October if I can keep bothering with them. The seed saving could not be more simple. Give them a go. And of course, even if you were, if you just have them for their flower, it's beautiful. But if you grow them for their petals to make lotions and potions, then you get a whole year of lotions and potions from them. Yay! It's going to take me quite a while, isn't it? I think one of you needs to go make me a cup of tea. Someone else, another of you can hum me a song, keep me company. And we'll all enjoy the sunshine and the breeze together. There's nothing finer, is there, as we approach autumn, than to just spend time outside in the breeze, in the sunshine, enjoying the quiet. Very restorative. Pan Pole. Definitely one of my disappointing harvests this year. I don't know whether it was the heat, the drought, but they were really stunted. I mean, you know, I got a harvest, thank goodness. So I got a little bit to eat, and the main thing is there were a few little stragglers left that I could save for seed. So it's another one that actually not only are they dry enough to get them out now before we get rain, but some of them are so dry they're actually starting to pop open and fling their seeds everywhere, which I don't want, because this isn't going to be the cocoa bed next year. What's going to be here next year? Parsnips and calendula. So, yeah, I should probably, maybe I've done this, say 2 weeks ago. But there we go, I didn't, so I'll do it now. And where any of them have already popped open and started flinging their seeds about, I should just look on the soil and see if I can find them and rescue them. And then they're they get quite woody little stems, so before they go in the compost, they will need a bit of a chop up. But yeah, really quite tiddly this year. But never mind. Grateful for every mouthful. Not all these bushes were saved for seed. Some of them I did strip when I harvested, but I just left them in place for, like with most things this summer, just a bit of ground cover. But I'm actually really shocked today to see how, for instance, I was noticing it with my beetroot, with my chard, things are kind of flat and flopped over from wilting. So there were a couple of other things I was planning to do today, but because watering takes so long, I am going to do it. It's obviously a priority for things which are still in the ground and growing. They're obviously showing signs of stress and struggle, so watering is now the priority. It's so warm today that I think I might need to water myself first. Still green. That one I can eat tonight. Don't tell me off for standing on the soil. When we get into the winter, when some of the beds are empty, that's when I'm going to sort of rejig the spaces to make my 5 small beds per bed. I'm going to give some beds a bit of a tickle that have become compacted, including this one. Yeah, I know, I'm standing on it. But then the plan is, do you remember all that leaf litter I bagged up last autumn? So the plan is to cover each bed with leaf litter, hold it down with some cardboard so it doesn't all blow away, and then let all the gorgeous creepy crawlies in the soil do the job. Yay! Okay, off now. Oh, it does, it kind of really makes it the end of summer, doesn't it, when bare patches are appearing. This though, yeah, the cocoa seeds coming out today. This is my first bare patch of soil this year since, way back to March, when everything was getting prepped for seeds and little indoor sown plants. But it won't be bare for long. Oh, see, precious. Can you see? Oh, my glow. Oh, I've dropped it again. Now I can see it. Look, it was trying to. Oh, it's escaped again. That is precious, and it's not going to escape the beautiful, gorgeous Coco de Pampol. I think I'm done for the day. Oh my goodness. Loads to do. It's always the way though, isn't it? I'm sure you guys experience this as well, that you have some time in the garden and there's always another job to be done. But, oh, my hair's sticking to my sweaty forehead. But I'm going to go because I feel a bit rum. I think realistically, it's been great to come down here today. Apart from the fact that I've seen a few of my friends, that's really nice. Some fresh air and sunshine, brilliant. But also it's given me a really good picture of what actually needs. There's our Gary. You all right, Chuck? Hang on a sec. Excuse me. Well, what a lovely interruption that was. I haven't seen Gary for ages. Well, I haven't seen anyone for ages because I've not been around. And, you know, I'm always going on about that's one of the joys of having the garden on a site like this is all the friends we make around too. So that's lovely. I've caught up with Sheena next door and Gary and a little bit with Caroline. I haven't seen my next door neighbours, the girls there. It looks like they were here yesterday. It's all looking very tidy. But anyway, yes, as I was saying, gosh, the sun's almost gone down. Gary and I have been chatting for ages. Yeah, I'm not going too mad today just because I'm still feeling a little bit clammy. That's my clammy noise. But it has given me a really good overview today coming down to see what exactly needs doing, what is imminent for harvesting, what I can maybe delay for another week until I feel a bit more energetic. So I think I might have formulated a plan for this week. I'm not sure, but here's what I'm thinking I might try in terms of being able to garden, but also not over the top because I want to get better. Because I'm away next weekend with my sister, I need to be better for that. So I think if I can spend 2 or 3 hours each morning this week per bed, not to do any harvesting, but just to do all the bits like there's some tying in needed, more foliage to trim off, all those sorts of things, watering because it is really, really dry. So if I can do that all of this week and get on top of things again, and then the following week, when I'm back from my sister's, I'll have finished the kitchen. So that's the other thing this week. Bit of gardening, bit of doing the kitchen. Get the new... Oh, I was going to say washing machine. That's my great art. What is it? Larder. Freezer. Get the new freezer plumbed in. I need a holiday. Get the new freezer in and up to temperature or down to temperature, and then I think that's the best plan for this week. Sort out the garden but with no harvesting, sort out the kitchen but with no pressure on it to get the harvest stored there, and then the following week I can really focus on harvesting, storing the produce and getting back to doing some sowing, because I'm halfway through a mountain of another lovely batch of bunting, which I really want to get onto. So, that's my plan. Best laid plans and all that. So, fingers crossed this bug does one soon. Oh, it's gorgeous. The sky is so blue. You can't see it from here, but I'm surrounded. Can I pull it down? I don't know if I can pull it down to show you, but I'm surrounded. Now I'm going to tip you backwards so you can see up there. I'm surrounded by all these gorgeous green fronds of the achocha. It's a lovely, lovely little shady spot to sit back. In fact, you know what I think I might do? I might just snooze in the afternoon for a minute. If no one hears from me for a couple of days, can someone come and check that I'm not still in my deck chair snoozing? So, I'm going to say cheerio to you all. It's been nice to catch up with you all today. I'll see you all again really soon, I hope. But in the meantime, enjoy the beginnings, the very, very beginnings of your autumn tidy up, the beginning of the big harvest, whatever it is you're up to. Have fun doing it, and please don't get any nasty bugs. See you soon. Take care, everyone.